Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to rank every roller coaster at Michigan's Adventure. Alright, coming in at number 7 is Woodstock Express. This is a Chance Rides Big Dipper. It originally opened in 1999 as Big Dipper, but then was rethemed to Woodstock Express in 2021. This ride is very rickety in the lift hill, and it would shake the cars around, and it was just kind of rickety for a kid coaster. When I was little, I used to come to this park a lot, and I would tell the workers, hey, there is something wrong with this ride. And they'd be like, okay, thanks for telling me. But really, this ride is a little rickety. It's not too bad. It's not like some kid coasters in quotation marks. Like, come on. But it's not the most enjoyable ride. And it turns around a couple times, but it's just not that fun. Okay. Number 6 is Corkscrew. Now, this ride opened in 1979. Um, if it was as rough as Cedar Points, it would be at the bottom of the list by far. But thankfully, it's a little bit better. It's a few years after Cedar Points, so maybe they learned how to make coasters smoother by then. But it doesn't have any airtime hills, and it doesn't have the first loop. So it just has the two corkscrews, and then you're done. So it's very boring. I haven't ridden this ride in a couple of years, so it's kind of hard for me to know for sure where I would rank it, but I think number 6 is a good spot. Coming in right at number 5 is Zach's Zoomer. Now, this is a CCI wooden coaster, just like the Woodstock Express clones at Kings Island and other various parks. This ride is actually a lot of fun. Um, it used to be kind of rough. Now it's pretty smooth because they've been doing track work all around the park. It has little hills. There's not much airtime. I sat towards the front this year when I went, so it's not the most accurate. I like to sit in the back to see where the airtime is, but the first drop's pretty cool, and then it has airtime hills all around. I think this is a better family coaster than Woodstock Express, and I think this is a great workup coaster to Wolverine Wildcat and Shivering Timbers, especially considering that they're all wooden coasters, so it makes the kids more, you know, okay to ride the bigger coasters. Zach Zoomer does get quite the line sometimes, upwards of 20 minutes, so you gotta pack your patient pants for this ride. Coming in at number 4 is the Wolverine Wildcat. Now, this ride used to be the roughest ride in the world. The airtime hills coming back to the station jackhammered you like crazy. It felt like you were like getting hit by like metal. It was so bad. You'd jump up and down in your seat. It was something, but they redid that whole thing. And now the first airtime hill and the second airtime hill are pretty fun. I didn't notice much airtime coming back to the station, but I don't know if I sat towards the back, so that's why it gets number 4. If I thought that it had more airtime, it would definitely jump up on this list because there is not that much margin in between the coasters. So I'm gonna go back probably in August and we'll see if this ranks higher. At number 3 is the Thunderhawk. Now this ride, it's still pretty rough, but I've heard a lot of people say that it's a lot smoother than the other um Vekoma clones like this. It is an SLC, so you kind of have to know your expectations before you ride, but um it is a really fun experience. The first time I rode it on this trip, you can look back on the vlog. I did think it wasn't that good, but then I rode it again and upped my ranking because it was smoother. I think if you sit in the middle or towards the back of the train, it's smoother. I think on these the front row is always the worst. So I don't know. Check with your local SLC expert. Uh, but I am not one of them. The first drop's really fun. If this was a really smooth ride, it would be one of the best rides at Michigan's Adventure, I think. I think it could be number 2 or number 1. But I mean, it's not the worst ride. It still has the old restraints, but it's over the water, so it's kind of cool. It's right next to the water. The first loop that goes over, or the first loop is really fun. It's like I don't know what you call it. It's like a heartline roll. It's a heartline roll. Lol. But I think that part is one of the coolest parts. But yeah, if this was smoother, it'd be much higher than it is. Coming in at number 2 is the Mad Mouse. Now this ride, um, I kind of love and hate it. It's a little love-hate relationship because, um, it always has the longest line ever. Like sometimes I kind of think it has longer lines than like Steel Vengeance and Maverick and all those rides. When I went last year, just looking at the line, it looked like a 90-minute wait because it can only run one train pretty much at a time, because none of the blocks are on. So, because it has none of the blocks on, it does make it a better ride. It is the best Wild Mouse I think I've ever ridden. During the turns, there is no trimming, so you just go crazy. There's lateral forces like crazy, and the airtime hills at the end have crazy ejector airtime. So that's what makes this number 2. And I'm going to have to ride it again because that's when I was younger, but it is a really fun ride. And then coming in at number 1 is the ride you've all been waiting for, Shivering Timbers. This ride is insane. It is a CCI wooden coaster. It is 122 feet tall. It looks a lot taller because it has like structure coming out of it, but this ride is insane. You go down the first couple drops. They're big camelbacks, and then the rest of the ride is pretty much just small airtime hills. It's just up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, turn around, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. That's pretty much all it is. But I am an airtime sucker, so I like it. Someone would be like, it's repetitive. Well, you know what? There's a turnaround for you. There's a turnaround. You can enjoy the laterals on the turnaround. But yeah, this ride is incredible. It's not as good as some other rides, other top tier rides. Like I prefer Lightning Rod, I prefer Steel Vengeance. It comes out at a 6.5 out of 10 for me, but I still enjoy it a lot, and that's why it gets number 1 at Michigan's Adventure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you later.